You walk into a room and forget why you came in. You can't remember your neighbor's name even though you've met a dozen times. You reach for a word in conversation and it just isn't there. Most people call this senior moments. But here's what they don't tell you: these moments are warning signs. Your brain is talking to you. And if you listen now, you might prevent years of cognitive decline later. Today, we're covering 5 warning signs that your brain is aging faster than it should and the science-backed strategies to reverse it. Because unlike what you've heard, cognitive decline is not inevitable. It's preventable, and in many cases, reversible. Let's start with something almost everyone over 50 experiences: word retrieval difficulties. You know the word. It's on the tip of your tongue. But it just won't come. This is called anomia, and while occasional instances are normal, increasing frequency is a warning sign. Here's the neuroscience: your brain has roughly 86 billion neurons. These neurons communicate through connections called synapses. Word retrieval relies on a specific neural network in the temporal and prefrontal lobes. When these synapses degrade, word finding gets harder. A study from Northwestern University tracked 11,000 adults over 20 years and found that people experiencing frequent word-finding difficulties were at significantly higher risk of cognitive decline later in life. But here's the good news: the study also found that people who actively engaged in cognitive challenges, learning new skills, complex hobbies, reading challenging material, maintained their word retrieval abilities. The mechanism? These activities strengthen synaptic connections through neuroplasticity. Your brain is like a muscle: use it or lose it. Do you find yourself unable to read a book or watch a long video without your mind wandering? This isn't just about your willpower. It's about your prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for attention and focus. Chronic inflammation, poor sleep, and oxidative stress all degrade prefrontal cortex function. When this happens, your ability to filter distractions and maintain focus deteriorates. You might start a task and realize 15 minutes later that you've been thinking about something completely different. A Harvard study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that people with declining attention span had elevated markers of neuroinflammation, inflammation in the brain. They also had accelerated cognitive aging compared to their peers with stable attention. But the same study found something remarkable: people who took up meditation, even just 20 minutes daily, showed reduced neuroinflammation and restored attention span within 8 weeks. There's a difference between forgetting where you put your keys and forgetting whether you took your medicine this morning. Recent memory problems, difficulty retaining new information from the past few days or weeks, point to degradation in the hippocampus, the brain's memory consolidation hub. This is more serious than other warning signs. The hippocampus is one of the first brain regions affected by Alzheimer's disease. If you're noticing increasing difficulty forming new memories, this deserves professional evaluation. But here's what most doctors don't tell you: even before clinical decline, you can strengthen hippocampal function through specific interventions. A study from the Journal of Neuroscience found that people over 50 who engaged in 30 minutes of aerobic exercise 4 times per week showed increased hippocampal volume and improved memory performance. The brain literally grew new cells in the memory center. Additionally, people who slept 7 to 9 hours nightly had significantly better memory consolidation than those who slept fewer hours. Sleep is when your brain moves memories from short-term to long-term storage. Do you find it takes you longer to learn a new computer skill or understand new concepts than it used to? This points to declining neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural pathways and reorganize existing ones. Neuroplasticity peaks in childhood and gradually declines with age. But here's the surprise: it doesn't have to decline this quickly. The rate of decline depends heavily on lifestyle. Neuroscientist Dr. Merzenich, who won the Breakthrough Prize for his research on neuroplasticity, found that people who regularly challenge their brains with novel, complex tasks maintain neuroplasticity rates far higher than their age peers. What counts as challenging? Learning a new language, taking up an instrument, studying advanced topics, practicing complex problem solving. The key is novelty and difficulty. Your brain needs to be working at the edge of its capacity. A study in Psychological Science found that older adults who spent 15 hours per week learning digital photography over 3 months showed improvements in memory, processing speed, and reasoning that lasted for years afterward. Your friend tells you a joke. You get it 5 seconds later. Or you need a few seconds longer to answer questions in conversation. Slowed processing speed is an early indicator of cognitive aging. It reflects degradation in white matter, the highways that connect different brain regions. Age-related white matter degeneration is inevitable, but the rate of degeneration is heavily influenced by lifestyle. A 2018 study in neurology found that people with high cardiovascular fitness maintained white matter integrity far better than sedentary peers. Why? Cardiovascular fitness improves blood flow to the brain, particularly to white matter tracts. Better blood flow means better oxygenation and nutrient delivery to neurons. Additionally, blood pressure control is critical. High blood pressure damages the delicate blood vessels in the brain, accelerating white matter degradation. This is why the previous video about blood pressure was relevant. Cardiovascular health is cognitive health. So what do you do if you're experiencing these warning signs? First, get a cognitive baseline. Have your doctor administer a Montreal Cognitive Assessment or similar test. This gives you a reference point. Second, address the fundamentals, sleep * 7 to 9 hours nightly. Non-negotiable. Sleep is when your brain clears toxic proteins that accumulate during wakefulness. Cardiovascular fitness * 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise weekly. This is the single most evidence-supported intervention for cognitive aging. Diet * Mediterranean or mind diet patterns. These reduce neuroinflammation. The neuroprotective compounds come from leafy greens, berries, fish, and nuts. Cognitive challenge * engage in novel, complex mental activities. Learning, problem solving, creative pursuits. Social engagement * social interaction strengthens multiple cognitive domains. Isolation accelerates cognitive decline. Stress management * chronic stress elevates cortisol, which damages the hippocampus. Meditation, yoga, or time in nature helps. The research is clear, implementing these changes typically produces measurable cognitive improvements within 8 to 12 weeks. Within 6 months, people often report significant gains in memory, processing speed, and focus. If you're experiencing sudden cognitive changes, confusion, severe memory loss, difficulty with basic daily tasks, see your doctor immediately. These may indicate conditions that require medical evaluation. But if you're noticing subtle, gradual changes, you have time to act. The brain's plasticity means change is possible at any age. The question isn't whether your brain can improve. Science says it can. The question is, will you take action? Start with one thing. Maybe it's better